Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video so I can make better quality videos.
The Undertaker. In the heart of the secluded town of Ravens Hollow, an eerie silence settled like a thick shroud. Time had not been kind to this place, and its history was marred by the legend of the Undertaker. Mark Calloway, known to the world as the Undertaker, was no mere wrestling persona in Ravens Hollow. He was a living nightmare, an entity said to have struck a sinister deal that granted him immortality while cursing the town in return. Mark Calloway was an imposing figure, his towering frame cloaked in a long, tattered coat that seemed to have been woven from the very fabric of darkness. His piercing blue eyes gleamed with an otherworldly light, and his presence was a harbinger of doom. For generations, the people of Ravens Hollow had whispered stories of the Undertaker, tales that spoke of his malevolence and the souls he had devoured. Those who dared to cross his path vanished, their names erased as if they had never existed. One fateful night, a weary traveler named Robert found himself on the outskirts of Ravens Hollow. Oblivious to the town's grim history, he sought refuge from a relentless storm that lashed the landscape. As he entered the local inn, the bartender's eyes filled with dread, but he uttered no warnings. The inn's atmosphere was heavy with an unspoken fear, a silence that clung to the patrons like a sinister presence. Overhead, the townsfolk whispered about the Undertaker, sharing their stories of his reign of terror. Robert, unaware of the looming darkness, sought to dry his drenched clothes and warm himself by the crackling fire. But the inn's chill was not solely a product of the storm, it was an insidious sense of unease that settled within him. The eyes of unseen watchers seemed to track his every move. As the night deepened, a shadowy figure entered the inn, draped in a long, tattered coat. It was the Undertaker, and his arrival brought with it an undeniable aura of dread. He approached Robert, his long, bony fingers reaching out like talons. In a voice that sent shivers down Robert's spine, he intoned, "You have wandered into a realm of nightmares, traveler. Here, I am the harbinger of doom, and your fate lies within my grasp." In a panic, Robert tried to flee, but the Undertaker's grip was unbreakable. A sinister smile parted the Undertaker's lips as he whispered an incantation. Robert's soul was wrenched from his body, leaving him lifeless on the inn's floor. The townsfolk watched in fearful reverence as the Undertaker claimed another victim. The curse of Ravens Hollow remained unbroken, and the town continued to languish in darkness, a place where nightmares became reality and the very air seemed tainted by the Undertaker's malevolence. The story of Mark Calloway, the Undertaker, had become etched into the very soul of Ravens Hollow. The town had transformed into a place of perpetual dread, a shadowy realm where the past and the present coexisted in eerie harmony. As time moved forward, the curse of the Undertaker showed no signs of relenting. The town's existence became forever intertwined with his darkness, and the people of Ravens Hollow had no choice but to endure their grim fate. Ravens Hollow, once teeming with life, now stood on the brink of desolation. Its population had dwindled, leaving only a few souls who clung to their existence in the shadow of the Undertaker. The stories of his malevolence grew with each new victim, and his name was spoken only in whispers in the darkest hours of the night. The legacy of the Undertaker endured, a chilling testament to the horrors that had plagued Ravens Hollow for generations. The town streets were haunted by his presence, and his name had become synonymous with an unending nightmare. The Undertaker's reign showed no signs of abating, and Ravens Hollow remained ensnared in a seemingly unbreakable curse, a place where the line between reality and terror blurred, and the very air bore the mark of malevolence. Years turned into centuries, and the Undertaker's ominous legend showed no signs of waning. Raven's Hollow, a town once vibrant with life, had transformed into a desolate place, its streets deserted and its spirit broken. Mark Calloway, the Undertaker, continued to cast a long, chilling shadow over the town. His presence was like an unrelenting storm, a force that defied the passage of time and defied all attempts to quell it. The people of Raven's Hollow, those who had remained in the town, lived in constant fear. The name Mark Calloway was spoken only in whispers, a name that struck terror into the hearts of anyone who dared to utter it. Then, one fateful day, a stranger arrived in Raven's Hollow.